Welcome, parents, to teaching kids verbs, verbs, and more verbs. We're going to have kids look at action verbs, linking verbs, and helping verbs. Our two examples for action verbs are the dog chases a red ball and the snail crawls back home. Our two examples for linking verbs are the boy is early and the cats are twins. And our two examples for helping verbs are she is mowing the lawn and I am feeding the fish. Kids need to know that a sentence has to have a verb, and a verb is the main word in the predicate of a sentence. In previous videos, we had kids practice sentence parts, subjects, and predicates. So let's look at the predicate side of each sentence. The first one, chases the red ball. The action verb is chases. The second one is early. The linking verb is the word is. And the third one is mowing the lawn with the helping verb is. Introduce kids to action verbs. They tell what someone or something does or did. Our first sentence is, he catches the ball. Catches is the action word that he is doing. But if we are unsure, we can always ask, what does the dog do? And the answer would be the verb catches. Also, for the past, he caught the ball. We could ask, what did the dog do? Caught. And that would be the verb. Let's look at our next two sentences about the snail. The snail crawls slowly. What does the snail do? Crawls. The snail crawled slowly. What did the snail do? Crawled. And our last two sentences, she takes beautiful pictures. What does she do? Takes. What did she do? Took. She took beautiful pictures. This is a template used in the teaching demonstration, and it will also be the practice page you will have your kids complete. Okay, have kids underline the action verb in each sentence, and they will be working on the present tense verbs, what is happening now. And remember, action tells what they are doing, what the activity is. So let's look at our first example. The dog catches a red ball. What does the dog do? He catches. The snail crawls back home. What does the snail do? Crawls. So let's look at our first sentence. She takes beautiful pictures. What does she take? Or what does she do? She takes. And what she takes are beautiful pictures. He plays basketball. What does he do? Plays. And basketball is what he plays. The elephant sprays water. What does the elephant do? Sprays. And water is what the elephant sprays. Emma rides her horse. What does Emma do? Rides. She rides her horse. The barn provides shelter. That's an interesting one. The barn is a thing, but that's where the horses stay at night and perhaps other animals, so it provides shelter. It gives them cover. So what does the barn do? It provides. And our last one is the mouse finds the cheese. What does the mouse do? Finds. He finds or she finds the cheese. So our present tense action verbs are takes, plays, sprays, rides, provides, and finds. And this is a completed example. Now we are going to look at the same sentences, but this time they have the past tense verbs. Okay, now have kids look at the same sentence with the same action verbs, except now they are past tense. They are written and sound differently because the action has already taken place. It has already been done. So let's look at our first example. The dog caught a red ball. It's now in his mouth. It has happened. And in our present tense, the word was catches. Now it has been done and it is caught. The snail crawled back home. Before it was crawls. Now he is back home, so it is crawled. Let's look at this sentence. She took beautiful pictures. Took, she already did it. And when we did our other present tense, it was she takes. Now it is she took beautiful pictures. He played basketball. He is done, played. Before, when he was doing it, it was plays. The elephant sprayed water. It is already done. He sprayed water already. Emma rode her horse. She already went on the ride. She is done. The present tense was rides, and this is rode. Emma rode her horse. The barn provided shelter. It's daytime and the horses are back out. So provided was last night when they slept. The barn provided shelter. And the mouse found the cheese. The mouse has the cheese. He or she found it. It's already done. So our action verbs past tense are caught, took, played, sprayed, crawled, rode, provided, and found. They already did the actions. And this is a completed example. Now we need to look closer at regular verbs and irregular verbs because both were used in the last activity. And we had the present and we changed them to the past. So crawls changed to crawled. We dropped the S and added ed. Plays changed to played. We dropped the S and added ed. Splashes changed to splashed. So the ES changed to ED. And provides, we dropped the S and we put ED. So basically they all have the same base word, crawl, play, splash, and provide. But these other past tense are tricky and they're called irregular verbs because the word really changes. This is a very different word, caught, than catches. It does not begin C-A-T-C-H. It is very different. Takes and took are very different, and they don't end in ed. And this is A-K-E, this is O-O-K. So you just have to know these. Again, they're called irregular verbs when they're past tense. Rides is rode, and finds is found. And there will be other irregular verbs that you will need to learn, that kids will need to learn. Mainly, past tense will end in ed and have basically the same word in it. But irregular verbs will be very different. Now it's time to introduce kids to linking verbs. A linking verb tells what someone or something is or was. With kids, look at the first sentence. The boy is early. The verb is links the boy to early. In the second sentence, it's a past tense sentence with the verb was, and was links the boy to early. Let's go down to the next two sentences. The lemon is sour. Is links the lemon to sour. And in the next sentence, was is past tense, and was is the linking verb that links the lemon to sour. Our next sentence is, I am a painter. Am is the linking verb, and it links I to a painter. And in the last sentence, you are a photographer. Are is the linking verb, and it links you to a photographer. Linking verbs are often hard for kids to identify, so we do a lot of activities in the classroom geared towards them so they can understand what a linking verb is. This is one of my favorites. I start with we are, and it represents the classroom, the kids in the classroom. So we think of positive things that we are. So we are smart, we are kind, we are talented, we are awesome, we are creative, we are kids, and our last one was we are friends. Another activity that I like to do in the classroom is to have students give me sentences with linking verbs about other students that are positive or about themselves that is positive. So in this example, we have Nancy is a smart girl, Carlos is a talented artist, Sarah and Sean are good readers, I am a great speller, you are a wonderful writer, we are excellent students, and we make sure that everybody participates and everybody has something that is a positive thing about them. So kids can do a similar activity at home. I have included two templates that begin with the words I am. One has a boy and one has a girl. So now have kids complete the linking verbs activity. Have them underline the linking verb in each sentence. This is the completed example. Now it's time to introduce kids to helping verbs. They are used with a main verb to help the main verb convey time. So let's look at our first sentence. I am feeding the fish. Am is the helping verb for the main verb feeding. So it is letting us know that it is happening. I am feeding. That means now it is happening. The next sentence is, I will feed the fish tomorrow. Will feed tells us it will happen. When we look at the lawnmower, the first sentence says, he did mow the lawn. Did is the helping verb for the main verb mow. He did mow. That means it already happened. And our second one is he will mow the lawn tomorrow. Will, mow means will happen. It will be done tomorrow. And our third set of sentences, the dog has eaten his food. So it's already happened. And in the sentence, he is waiting to be walked. It is happening now. He is waiting. Now have kids underline the helping verb in each sentence. And these are the answers. Now we have come to our last activity, name the verb. It is a guided activity because kids may need support, and that is fine if you help them. They need to look at each sentence and find the verb that is underlined. Then they need to decide whether it is an action verb, a linking verb, or a helping verb. Let's look at the first sentence. The cats are twins. Are is the verb underlined, and it is a linking verb because it links cats to twins. So kids would put an L in that space or on that line. And now let's check our answers. The cats are twins. R is underlined and R links cats to twins, so it is a linking verb. The snail crawls back home. Crawls is an action verb, so we write A for action. The flower is beautiful. Is underlined and it links flower to beautiful, so we put an L on that line for linking. I have fed the fish. Have is the helping verb for fed, so we put H for helping verb. Emma rode her horse. Rode is an action word, so we put an A. We are waiting for our turn. R is underlined and it is a helping verb for the main verb waiting, so we put an H on that line. The snail crawls slowly. Crawls is an action verb, so we put an A on that line. And our last one, the mouse found the cheese. Found is underlined and found is an action verb, so we place an A on that line. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. And as always, the link for all the templates will be listed in the description section.